Hey, so I wanted to make another video kind of going off of the video I made about working out of pins, and we're going to talk about submissions and the etiquette behind how hard we're going in the gym. Now, remember, this is mainly for your day-to-day training person that comes in, you know, they're 2 or 3 days a week, they're training to get a workout, they might compete in a local tournament. It's a little different when you're talking about people who are training for a big fight. They're, you know, a professional grappler, professional fighter, things like that. So when we're thinking about submission attacks and submission defense in the gym, like how hard should we be going? So we're first going to take attacking the submission. And this one's pretty simple. It should be pretty simple. When you're attacking a submission on somebody in the gym, it's obviously never 100%. If you're ever going 100% energy to try to finish somebody in a submission, you're going way too hard. Now, it seems a little more obvious when you're going for like an arm bar, right? And we're thinking like fully extended, right? You're never going to go 100% and try to break your partner's arm. But this is even when someone like maybe has a grasp and you're trying to work to break their grip. If you're going 100% to try to break their grip, you're going too hard, right? We need to be working the mechanics and proper way to break their grip in order to finish the submission. If you are grunting, if you have like this physical exertion on your face, your eyes are turning red, you're holding your breath, to get it way too hard. This has no place in the gym. I don't even really think it has any place in a fight camp. You clearly don't have the position correctly, or you wouldn't be giving this much energy. Now, when it comes to chokes, it's the same thing. If I have a choke locked up, say I have an arm triangle locked up and I'm squeezing, I always start at about 40%, 50, 60, 70. If I get up to about 80% of my squeeze and I haven't gotten a reaction out of this person yet, if I'm not getting a tap, I need to readjust. I'm never going to put a 100% squeeze and hold my breath. And I hear people do this all the time, especially against me because I'm the coach. They might, you know, they think they're going to get a rear naked, or they think they're going to get an arm triangle. And the exertion that they're giving is just way too much. So if you're giving more than, I would say probably 70, 80%, at any time you're grunting, you're holding your breath, you're super tense like that, it's too hard. You need to back off and work your technique. Now, I think that's a pretty simple concept to grasp. The other side of it is when you are being put in a submission, how hard should you fight? This is when a lot of ego comes in, okay? First off, if you get put in any submission, you should be using technique to escape. At no time should you ever be thinking, I can gut this out, it doesn't hurt bad enough, right? We're not trying to be tough guys in there, okay? What I see happen sometimes is, let's say, someone gets you in a straight arm bar, and maybe it's just not quite on yet, but you're straight. All right, what is your plan to escape this fully straight arm bar now? And the person doing the arm bar might have been working thinking that they've had it. They're putting a lot of energy in behind it, and you're not tapping. Now it does slip just into that right position. They don't know that. They thought they had it the whole time. But now it's actually in this position to where you're going to get caught, and they bump up from that 80 to 100, which they shouldn't do, but it's going to happen. And now you snap your arm, right? You pop your arm. You're sore for days. You can't train, right? So anytime, you know, someone gets an arm bar, knee bar, something like that fully extended, tap, you shouldn't have gotten to that position to begin with, right? You need to be working like your preventative stuff before you get there. The chokes are a little bit different because I feel like if you're caught in a choke, we kind of know, like, are things getting hazy? Is the sound cutting off? Are things going dark? Which we shouldn't get to that level, but I know if I'm going to get choked out or not, right? So you might hold that a little bit longer, but you still have to think on the other side of it, what is my partner feeling right now? Are they about to slip it right into the right position and they're going way beyond what they needed to go to put you out? What if they do have that ego, or they're just a little reckless training partner and they give like a twist, now your neck's fucked up for days, right? You're looking like Batman. So we don't want that either. If you do not know an escape to a technique and you get put in that technique, you should probably tap. Make a note, ask somebody after class, hey, how do I get out of that? Go buy an instructional, look on YouTube. If I'm in an inside heel hook, right? Everybody knows the hand fight, right? That's just kind of just a natural reaction, is reach down and grab their hands. Is that getting you out of the submission? No, it's a Band-Aid on what's happening. But if your knee line is still caught, they have the entanglement on your hip, you're still in that submission. They're going to go right back to it, right? So if you don't know the step-by-step process of escaping any type of lock or submission, you need to tap and figure that out. Don't be a tough guy. Don't squirm. Don't thrash. Because what's going to happen now, maybe you did get out a few times, but let's say you had a good partner and they were only going like 70%, right? So they kind of let you out, right? Because they saw you being a retard. So what's going to happen is that ego for them is going to creep in. And everybody likes to say, oh, I don't have ego on the mat. Well, I think that's bullshit. I think everybody has ego on the mat. And I think a certain amount of ego on the mat is not only acceptable, but necessary for you to get better, right? Look at some of the most ego-driven people in the world and their success rate, right? Michael Jordan, Kobe, Donald Trump. Crazy egos, and look how good they got, right? Now, we don't need to go that far. We're talking about your day-to-day training people. But if you're not like a little upset that you're getting caught in a submission, you want to figure out why you're getting caught in it, and you go down the rabbit hole to try to figure this out, I really don't know what you're in there for, right? You have to have some desire to try to figure out how to get better, which is a little bit of ego, right? So if you, like I was saying, if you don't know the step-by-step process to get out of something, you need to try to figure that out. Don't thrash. Now, the other side of that, when this person puts you in it, maybe they only went 70% on this heel hook. This guy's thrashing. He doesn't know what he's doing. I kind of let him out, right? Now, you've been trying to hit this guy with a submission for a few weeks in training, and he's being an asshole, right? He's just muscling his way out of something, using sweat, whatever. Now, I'm a little irritated today, and instead of going 70, I go 90, right? Your squirming and thrashing doesn't get you out of 90, right? Bang, I pop it, right? Now you're fucked. And I'm fucked too, because now I just lost a training partner, right? So we need to keep these things in mind when we're training. It's not a fight. It's not real life. And even in a tournament, let's say you're doing a grappling industries tournament, are you going to let something break or pop? I mean, don't you have to like go to school, go to work, take care of your kids, do your chores depending on your age? Like you have other things to do in your life. You don't need to be limping for a week because you let somebody blow your knee out at a tournament, especially not in training. All right, so taking care of your partners, very important. Taking care of yourself is very important too, right? So keep those things in mind. Learn the techniques. Be a great technician and a great partner.